Welcome, everybody. You ever feel like your life is just too complicated? There's too much family drama going on. You don't know who you love sexually and who you're related to. Sometimes it's both.
Welcome to the attic.
It's VC's Peasies. Boom.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite. Welcome back to another evening with your friends. Tia?
I'm Katie. I messed that one up already.
Welcome to VC's Pieces Podcast.
We're in the cabin tonight with the Castiles. Don't you know that it's Castile time?
We are halfway through. I don't know if there's 3 out of 5, that's more than
3
halfway.
out of 5. Is
I don't know.
I would say we are halfway through.
We are at the apex of the Castile
Castile apex.
family.
The Castile family. Saga.
Which I'm going to call out right now. It's not. It's a fucking. It's the Tatterton family.
That's a great point because at what point with this whole name thing, I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit on the prequel Dollenganger, because we were like, oh, this isn't a Dollenganger book, it's a Foxworth book. But we have already gone through many names, and this book has another last name.
It's true.
I guess it's whatever you start with.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
You start with, you can't change it up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Despite it being
Yep.
factually accurate.
First surname is what goes.
First surname is the blur's name.
Okay. I'm glad we know.
Great. So we're reading book number 3 of the Castile series, written by Vismicious Andrews.
But not really. This one was Niederman.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought. Did you ruin our whole thing and Google it?
Oh no, I just saw it on the Wikipedia. I didn't Google it.
Oh,
it says it on the Wiki.
I thought that he. Okay, I thought that Virginia Cleo had outlines.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, all right.
But
he flushed it out.
He read this one. Read this one? Did he? I don't think he did.
know what?
He probably
Probably
did.
not.
He probably
He
did not.
fleshed it out fleshily.
He fleshlighted it out.
It's very illuminating. We are off to a start.
I love it.
And I hope you're reading along, listener. So if you are, you already know where we're going. But if you haven't, and you wish to know where we're going, here is the synopsis.
Proud and beautiful Heaven came back to the hills to rise at last above her family's shame. As Logan's bride, fucking spoiler, she would savor now the love she had sought for so long. You know,
That's my
if you can't
favorite.
love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? And free from her... This sentence starts with and. I'm upset about it. Sorry. Okay. And free from her father's clutches, she would live again in her backwoods town, a respected teacher and cherished wife. But after a wedding trip to Boston's Farthingale Manor and a lavish, elegant party, Heaven and Logan are persuaded to stay, lured by Tony Tatterton's guile to live amidst the Tatterton wealth and privilege. Then the ghosts of Heaven's past rise up once more, writhing around her fragile happiness, threatening her precious love with scandal and jealousy, sinister passions and dangerous dreams.
Writhing. They're undulating. They're twerking next to her.
The write-ups on the back are misleading.
Well, that's the elevator pitch.
Ah,
So you gotta, as we've established, you're in the waiting room. You're trying to catch your flight, and you need something to read. So you're like, all right, we got some writhing demons, I guess.
I love a demon.
So she went back to her scumbag town, to that cabin, the redone cabin, to be a teacher. But really, I feel, am I wrong? Did I get the wrong read on the completion of the last book where they set it up like she was like, I don't want to be a teacher anymore? Did I misread that? Because she was like, whatever I do. She was so dead set on it. But then it ended on such a
She's like, I'm gonna go back to Farthingale and show myself as another
am I
person.
wrong?
But I don't know. I think at the end of the last book, I did assume that she would be doing teaching duties for longer than
time.
Freaking 6 months or whatever happened. Bullshit.
So Heaven's a teacher there in the old Winterview town, and
Her and Logan are courting.
they are courting. They are courting.
They were courting.
They were courting. Yes. Yeah, they were courting.
My first note, I think, is the same as
Mine
your first note.
actually, I think, didn't it? I thought it opened here.
No,
See,
because how
right?
would that happen?
I think she Tarantino'd it. I think she flashed back.
Oh.
My first note was about Heaven being emotional about she's gonna marry Logan. It's like my wedding. Look at you. You're like, I'm gonna flip open this fucking book and I need to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I have it in different order.
She was being emotional about Pa attending her wedding to Logan. And what?
Can I just interject? Because I just opened to a Fanny quote. Can I just read it?
Yeah.
Make way for the sister-in-law, for the best lady.
Best lady.
Sorry, that was like too good not to
Not
all
to
of
share.
you know.
So Heaven she invites Pa to her weddings, and is like very emotional about it. And I just wrote, Heaven, he ain't your Pa, because we have this whole unrequited Pa times, despite the fact that she nearly killed him with that crafty lion,
Crafty hairdo.
the crafty do. So we learn that that's not her Pa at all. So not only is he not your Pa, but you have felt abandoned and abused by him your whole life.
That's why he wanted her to be there. She wanted him to be there. So that she could be like, look how well I'm doing.
I
I'm in
really
love.
don't think it was a revenge invite. I think she always wanted to have the Pa.
Yeah, that's true. I think, yeah. Well, you know, people advocate for other people with bad attitudes a lot of the time. It is
guess.
not fucking healthy. That is not She went through a lot of unhealthy things. One of which, the obsession with Pa.
She's obsessed with this man.
Yeah. Always needed his love. Like, no, I don't think it's fucking worth anything.
What is it
My
worth?
dude.
How many farthings is it worth?
How many farthies is
How
it
many
worth?
farties is it worth? So she's obsessed with that, and again, I thought that they felt it up to have her not be a teacher. So I guess fuck me. She's a teacher in the Winterrow town. She is loving her goddamn life in this Winterrow town.
Yeah, she's like, hey.
She's a teacher. She has children. Does she feel respected? Doesn't matter. But Logan has gone to the pharmacy school. He's a pharmacy man at Stonewall Pharmacy. It's basically everything that little Heavenly Castile wanted and saw and foretold. What was your first note? You kind of abandoned that.
Well, what happened was, it started with her letter to Pa.
Yeah.
And she hadn't gotten him back yet. So that was like,
Okay.
And then, like, Logan shows up to, like, walk her to her first.
7 miles? Are we still 7 miles away?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess
Because she's
so.
back in, like, the updated, like, swanky cabin.
swank cabin.
Glamping cabin.
Oh, man.
So, shows up. I don't know if it's on her first day of school or what, but he walks her there.
He walks her there.
And then, very shortly thereafter, he's like, hey, let's go into the pharmacy, Heaven.
Just, like, real quick.
I have a surprise for you. And it's a fucking ice cream castle, and I don't know what that even means.
Like, is this a literal castle?
Yeah, like, did they use, like, pails like you would
Is it
to make a sand
Is
castle?
it sculptural, or is it just... Is it
Piled up
very
ice cream?
cartoony to me?
I know!
I wrote ice cream castle, breakfast of champions.
I wrote, popping the question with an ice cream castle in a drugstore, and then the face palm emoji.
Maybe the turrets were like cones.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I've seen that on
Like a
those
plain cone, yeah.
like those cooking videos where they just show the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we took.
It was dumb.
If you could mail us to our PO box in Ice Cream Castle,
Yes.
so that we can understand the structure.
You can send it to 3214 PO Box
52. So
at 19.
I don't
Street.
know. The next note I wrote after Ice Cream Castle, they were talking about, her town and her life and her family, and they made a point to say, Fanny, a divorced woman of 22.
They went to her house, which was fucking pink with red trim.
Oh.
It is just a whole big old, what do you call it?
Vulva?
Yeah, it's a vagina, but I was thinking of like, it's a...
Labia?
No. Like when you, like, it's like a reference, but I'm not looking for that word. This is a big old reference to a
An
vag.
illusion. An illusion.
A vaglusion.
It's a vagillusion. A vovlusion.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, a vovlusion. Does it have like a red ball at the top?
I don't know, probably.
Does the house have a clitoris?
Probably.
Okay, like a chimney, the apex of the house.
Like
anyway,
the apex of the story.
So they are weddings happening, and there's so many joys. At one point, the children bring her a needlepoint. I noted that because that was banana pants to me.
Oh.
Because first of all, did the children needlepoint? It was a needlepoint of the cabin or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I noted this because did the children needlepoint? What's up with VC Andrews and needlepointing cruel work?
True. I mean, she probably did it. Probably fucking did it.
So this was noteworthy to me. Is where did these children work on the needlepoint together? Did it look good or did it look shitty?
They
Who
probably
knows?
talked about what she wanted and then, like, hired one of their moms.
Who hired? They're his.
I don't know, like, convinced. I didn't mean hired. I meant they were just like, oh,
I'm very upset about this idea.
Bobby Robert, your mom's a real good
Grandma
needle
Bobby
pointer. Yeah.
Robert. Grandma Bobby. Your grandma's good. Why is that kid called Grandma Bobby? We don't know.
Also, Pa had written her back and been like, nah, I ain't coming.
Oh yes, I didn't even know any of that.
Yeah, nah, I ain't coming. And
He's like,
Heaven was like,
I can't because circus. My second-rate circus.
And at the wedding, Fanny's got them tatas on display at the wedding, and
I wrote, Heaven believes Tony wants to do her. I guess he showed up. I don't know. Or she thinks about it.
that was like after.
But speaking of Fanalicious, her look, it's all caps, crimped hair blowout.
Yep.
Crimped hair blowout. It's so big. And I also wrote her date, the man she's with, he has sweet potato red hair and a milk fair skin.
I love me some sweet potatoes and milk. And she also adjusted her best lady gown to like just have her boobs out and
Always like a titty out or half out or on
mostly
display.
out.
Mostly out.
They decided, Heaven was like, no, we're gonna have a fucking hoedown at my wedding, which I'm super down with. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, they do like a wedding in the
wedding
church.
hoedown.
And there's all these delineations between like hill folk, valley folk, town folk. And then Heaven's like, because the devil went down.
Everyone down the winter road. Fanny also sticks her tongue just right down Logan's throat at the wedding.
Oh my god!
I'm your sister-in-law now.
I'm your sister-in-law. Yes, she do that, and I think she like grabs his little man-ass cheeks.
I mean, I would if I was the type to stick my
if I was a
boundary husband.
If I was a boundary stepper, I'd be grabbing ass and tongue in mouths.
If I had a vagina house, I would grab all the butts.
That's the beacon.
Yeah.
If you see that, you know. You know.
So then Tony's like,
yeah, he's
he
like,
does show up. He like rolls in and rolls out, and then
yes, he's like, come to Farley, maybe.
And he's like, let me just throw you like a wicked cool
Rich
reception
person fucking party.
Like, come on. And then they're just like, okay,
We'll do a stopover before our like legit honeymoon. And so they
which was supposed to be Virginia Beach.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go there, and this is a quote I wrote down basically. So So Heaven says to Tony, she's like, so how's Jillian? And Tony's like, ew, depressing, shut up.
Yeah, and then Jillian does end up wandering out, and she's like, thanks for coming to my wedding, you guys!
Well, so that didn't happen yet. They get there, and they're like farting, galing it up. And Logan is like, well, Jeezy Peach, that's a big house. It's like a mansion.
It's a manor, actually, Logan. Stonewall.
I think they went there right after the wedding, because I then wrote, what? They never sexed before marriage? Big oof.
Oh, yeah.
Big oof, friends.
It's like went immediately to another party. They're like, okay, reception number 2.
And then I wrote, yes, Jillian, spill that tea in your madness. Because I feel like she was, like, spilling tea about Lee and, like, Tony. So Jillian is for fucking real crazy. She has her nurse. Did that happen in the previous book where she has no mirrors and is just, like, smearing makeup?
I don't think we talked about that, but she's definitely doing it now.
She is 100 doing it now. I want dear listener to know, to have an accurate portrayal.
Caking it on, her hair looks like Angelica's doll from the Rugrats.
Yes, it do. She does all of that, like pops a sedative, has a sleep, and her nurse just like washes her face, takes it all off, puts her in a nightie. Mm-hmm. And I wrote down that kind of progressive for her to just be mentally ill in her own home.
For sure, but I do think she needed extra help.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, okay.
Like maybe someone to actually diagnose her other than a nurse to just be like,
have a sedative.
Yeah, yes.
Have a sedative.
Yes.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. Just go be mentally ill.
Yep. That's what happened. They popped in to see her and she was like,
so yeah. That's just my favorite. Tony's like, ew, don't talk, shut up. It's gross. So, dear listener, let me tell you, I was in a state of VC Andrews mania, euphoria when I was reading this, and there's a point in my notes where it's every so often it's like yup, like I'm thinking like I know stuff and I know where we're going, and I wrote, I have 40 pages in, I'm calling plot point. I think I'll reveal it. This is when I wrote it, so I'll reveal it now. Spoiler alert. In this call was both true and not true.
Okay.
And you say to yourself, how can that be? Well, you'll find out, and I will explain further.
And I'll know right now.
I wrote, sweet potato hair, cream tart blowout, never sexed. Okay, I'm calling it 40 pages in, Tony fathers Heather's child. That is what I said. Now you know, maybe you don't know. So then they're sexing. I'm sorry. Logan and Heaven are doing their sex.
Well, I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet.
No.
Sorry, what you got, baby?
So at this fabulous reception,
I feel like I'm not at the reception.
I don't know how you're not at the reception.
Okay.
Oh, did they hang out first?
I feel like they hung out first and did a sex. And then it was like the next day.
Yes, I'm not there yet. But also, Logan had hung out with Tony for like a minute, just like following him around. And Tony's like, hey, guess what? We got a surprise. Logan's going to be my VP of this toy company.
Yeah, he was like, fuck pharmacy. I'm going to be rich.
Yep.
I'm going to be rich, son.
And then Tony.
He was like, Logan really impressed me with his fucking awesome ideas, which even reading sounds fake as fuck.
Yeah, they don't say what they were.
What are these ideas? Logan was like, what about toys and pharmacies? And Tony's like, yes, good one. Like those shitty toys.
Talking about the toys, like, hey, the people from the hills do a
craftsmanship.
Yes, maybe that was it. And also pharmacies.
And also a pharmacy. Y'all got them good pills. So yeah, he says, fuck pharmacist, I'm gonna be rich.
Mm-hmm. And Heaven's like,
I know. So when they're sexing, I have more to say about their sexing.
In their completely renovated fucking...
That's right, he was like, here are
wing.
you wrong.
Yeah, he was like, hey, Eddie, you're coming for a night.
Woof.
Yeah, I had this whole wing decorated for y'all.
There's a sitting room, a bedroom, a bathroom, a closet that's as big as any room that's ever been invented.
Yep.
Somehow. Here are all of the clothes I filled it with because, again, as noted, Tony's got great taste in clothing.
Yeah, and also insists on choosing
and dressing his women dolls. Ooh. Oh my!
Oh
what
my
did I just say? We both just. Wow.
That is. Is literally what.
They're his Tatterton toys. Oh my fucking god.
Wow.
This happens. So anyway, they're sexing. Heaven distinctly says like it's good, but like it's not Troy.
Yeah. It's not Troy good.
She's like, it's gentle. She's like, it's gentle and nice, but it's not passionate like Troy. So I was like, yeah, Heaven, women hate passion. It was like fine. It was good. It was like tender. It was tender.
It was fine.
It was good. Yeah, great tender Logan. We all hate passionate lovemaking. And then it's fuck being a pharmacist. I'm gonna be rich. Oh, it was also noted that the carpet was like marshmallow. Again.
Yep.
Another VC trope.
Yeah.
Take a drink.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Here we go.
Wait, we're gonna be.
Excuse me. Yep.
It's true. She talks a lot about plush carpeting.
Marshmallow carpet. Mm-hmm. Again, a euphemism. We don't know.
We're gonna talk it out one of these times.
We're gonna talk about.
We'll figure it out.
That VC had a huge bush.
I don't think.
You know she did.
I don't. But marshmallow.
Anyway.
Okay. Fucking get on with it.
We must be at the reception now because I wrote, oh good, Keith and Arjane turned out attractive. I was worried about that. So they show up and are very good looking. So they're invited because they're family, but like Fanny's not invited?
Of course Fanny's not.
But that's kind of shitty.
I know it is shitty actually.
She's shitty, but that's shitty too.
Mm-hmm. But she got to be at the other wedding.
I guess, but why didn't they invite Keith and RJ to that one?
I think they did,
they
but
just never wanted
They couldn't come to that one or something, or they didn't want to return to.
If you're reading along, go back to the beginning and figure that out for us.
Yeah, you can email us vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com.
We do continually forget to give out the email address. Do not contact us, apparently. Only call the fake numbers and write the fake addresses that we give.
I'll check it. Again, email us at vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com.
You do have to spell pieces correctly.
Please.
And then...
Please.
So... Reception notes, I have that she danced with Tony, and I wrote fear knife kiss, LOL.
I wrote Tony's giving possessor creeper vibes.
Yeah, he gave her like a whispery kissity bit, and a knife of fear went through her.
Always lingering a bit too long.
Lingerton. And also... Jillian does descend. She thinks it's her own wedding day, is wearing her own wedding dress.
It's sad.
It is sad, but also Tony's like, fuck it. She's like, and Heaven's like, her mental illness is embarrassing me. And Tony's like, why are you fucking embarrassed? She is having a great time.
I did like that.
Yeah,
I did like that. He was like, she thinks this is the happiest day of her life. Let her have it.
Right.
She's like, aren't you embarrassed? And he's like, nah.
Nah, fuck it.
Nah.
Nah.
It's nice to see her out.
Yeah, just so they talk about the plan is to build a toy factory in the Willies. Did I skip over any of your reception notes?
They were gifted with an elaborate, fancy, silver Rolls Royce.
A new car behind door number. The end.
Yep. And that can just get it.
And so you can buy someone's love, and it is a fancy car. Tony Tatterton with your Tatterton gifts.
I'd actually like to see if that's true. So if you'd like to send us a car, please email
P.O. Box.
vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com.
P.O. Box 12.
America, 12345.
.com.
12345.com.
So there's that. They're gonna make basically the idea is they're gonna make a toy factory in the Willies to get all the poor folk who have basically like an unskilled workforce. Give them a skill, let them do a thing, carving, and it's gonna be so good for the whole
packaging.
area.
Like it's gonna be a big old deal.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an employer and no more poverty.
That's great.
Great. So what they got to do is they got to go find a home back there because they're gonna be there a bit. And then I wrote down, oh, they instantly found the perfect place.
Of course they did.
She's like, that one. All right. They still keep the cabin, but it's separate from their like Winterow home.
Yeah, it's like their it's their Willie's weekend
Mansion.
Wetaway.
Wetaway. Oh God, it's been a while since I had a Wetaway. What's your next note?
That they got to tie up loose ends in Innerow. Loose ends in Winterow.
Mine is Fanny's at the cabin.
Oh no, not yet.
You're not yet. See,
No,
there you
no,
go.
no.
I just skipped right to that.
Well, kind of. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So Heaven has to go to her principal and be like,
She's like, I'm not teacher no more. Thank I'm gonna be rich.
and he was like, I get it though. That's really cool for you to bring like all this commerce into our little town. And then Logan's like, hey, I'm not going to be a pharmacist anymore. And his parents are bummed until they're like, oh, you're going to make a shit ton of money?
Oh, fucking money.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, Heaven, we respect the shit out of you all of a sudden.
Yeah, I did like, yes. And they were like, but son, the family pharmacy business. And he's like, well, here are some figures I put together. And like, oh, I'm going to fucking sell this pharmacy.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, money.
Here's my portfolio of pie charts.
Yeah, Heaven, and then Fanny does show up at the cabin. Because I wrote, Fanny Child, keep your clothes on.
She was at the I don't remember under what pretext.
Oh, Heaven came back from doing something, and he heard, like, Logan yelling, and when she came into the cabin, Fanny had just, like, gotten out of the shower and was, like, barely holding, like, a washcloth.
And she's like, give me a towel. And he was like, stop it.
He's like,
and
get
then
your
I
fucking
said,
towel.
Fanny, slightly fair point about not being invited to that party reception.
Yeah.
Because she's like, what, you can't invite me? You don't like me? Like, obviously, no, they don't like you. Because of the shit you're doing right the fuck now.
Self-fulfilling fantasy.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
So, the next thing I have is that she's talking to Jillian, and Jillian is in she's having a madness. She sees ghosts. She sees ghosts from the past, and she's different. When Heaven gets there, the nurse is like, Miss Jillian's different than usual. She's like, she's not frantically applying makeup. She's pensive. And she is, like, talking about, talking about how Lee and Tony, some blipple-blapple about that, and basically that Jillian always turned Tony away because sexing makes you old and worn out.
Yeah, that was fucking funny. Every time you give a sex to a man, he takes some of your youth. And I'm like, Jillian, don't you want to exercise?
That's not how that works. I feel like the opposite.
It's just steal a little bit of your soul one at a time.
I mean, enough orgasms will age you backwards.
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, poor Jillian, man. She could have been living the life.
Or you get serums. You get orgasms or serums for your face.
You can have both. Ladies out there, gentlemen too, get both. But especially the orgasms. Because you know what? Those are free.
There's talk about ghosts from the past. Do you have...
Yeah. I have 2 notes from that. Because it was like, oh, we hear piano music in the nighttime. And
that's what I wrote. I wrote this one big,
So I just immediately thought, like, Troy totally didn't die. And then follow-up thought, Tony is Scooby-Dooing her?
I have, ghosts in the past, staring at the maze. And then Tony and Logan are disposed of. They have to go to Winterow for something. And Heaven wanders to the cottage, and then in huge letters, it's noted again that Tony has an eye for style for some reason. Why did I write bosom lifted like a Texas pickup?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bosoms?
Reader, if you could figure that out, email us at vcspiecespodcast.com. Nope. gmail.com.
At email.
At email.com.
At email.inc.
Eagle.edu.
So, at some point, there's Jillian's jasmine perfume is on, like, Heaven's, like, dressing table. Jasmine perfume just in there, in the room, and Tony's like, well, Lily used to put it on. I just casually brought you the jasmine perfume, like your mother and grandmother wore.
And I fucked both of them.
When whomst I fucked it? Whomst did I did fuck it?
By my dirty peen-wee.
My Tatterton teen. So in this scene we're still in where Jillian is like letting slip some of this history and her pensivity. Heaven is like, no, I will have no talk of ghosts, and goes down to Rye Whiskey the cook, and she tries to like unmagical the magical Negro, and is like, no more ghost talk.
Knock it off. You're putting crazy ideas in this poor mad lady's head. She's mad.
So she is like, oh, someone's living in the cottage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when she went in there, she was like, oh, like all the tools are in the niches in the wall.
Yeah, she's like, it must be another artisan.
But it also looks exactly like, it looks like someone stopped their work halfway through. Troy must have done that or something, or maybe. And then the second time,
I wrote she was
like,
a creep. She was a creeping peeper.
Yeah, second time she was totally creeping peeper because she was like, this kettle's still warm. What the fuck?
She plays sick to avoid something, and Tony's like, shall I call the doctor for your head cold? Which was very creepy to me. Can no one just be sick?
No, not under Tony's watch. Unless it's his mentally ill wife.
Then she can go to 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
So Heaven plays sick to go investigate the cottage. And, what's she find?
She's like, oh my god.
The door's open.
Someone's definitely here.
And I scared them.
The kettle is warm. Things are going on. Oh my god. The door to the basement.
In the tunnel system.
Has been cracked open. The person who's living in this cabin must have retreated. Why is he being so sneaky? And so she like lights the candle and goes the fuck down there. And yeah, finally like gets to a corner. She corners the shadow man. She
corners him, and she's like, he was so afraid, and I was afraid, and I reached up exactly at the part where I knew there were matches.
Yeah.
Because
then,
of all of her tunnel time with Troy. Troy
totally didn't
die. Yep.
And he's dressed up like Fezzik from Princess Bride with his flowing blouse.
He is always bebloused.
Yeah.
He's bebloused.
Bebloused and trousered.
I don't think they say. I would hope so. Never a description of his pants.
In my mind, they're like leather trousers. They're not.
Like Michael Hutchins from NXS.
Yes. NXS. Yeah, and then, like, I immediately thought, like, fucking Tony said that Troy's body was recovered. Why the fuck he even do that?
Did he? Yeah.
He did. He was like, the next morning his body was found. Like, what? Yeah, didn't you feel like he was lost at sea?
Continuity-wise, correct. Yes, that did happen. I am now realizing it. And then in this fucking timeline,
they never talk about finding his body.
He's like, he faked his own death from Tony, and then was later found out by Tony. So, like, it's not like Tony was in on it the whole time and just told Heaven. Tony thought so.
Yeah, so, like, yeah. Continuity is a problem in all these books. Something that I feel crazy about sometimes.
You're gonna, like, write a thesis on this.
I might. There's never written a thesis in my life.
So...
It's gonna be about this and
So they find each other in more ways than one. They fuck. Does anything happen prior to the fuckitude?
Heaven talks to Logan on the phone when he's in Winterow, and she's like, oh, how's Fanny? And he like dismisses it quickly.
Yeah, he's like, it's what? Nothing.
She's fine. She's got boyfriends. She's got boyfriends.
It's fine. Everything's fine between the fan.
Yep. And then
He attempts a confession of some type.
Does he? Oh, he's like, haven't nothing or something.
Yes, that was it. He's like, yeah, can I just nothing?
Yeah. And then Heaven and Troy do one last love hump.
They do a love hump. I wrote down Troy in heaven and Logan in heaven within days of each other. All I know is there's a dark-haired kid on the cover of this book.
Yeah, but what a fucking spoiler. I mean, what a misleader.
Yeah. Jillian dies.
Yep, she eats all of her sleeping pills and gets herself fancy in her mind, but really just, the caked on crazy makeup. And,
Tony takes it very hard.
real bad.
And, one day later, everyone's like, can you get over this? You look a mess.
For real.
Immediately get over this. What the fuck's up?
Yeah, ew. And Heaven goes to the cottage to be like, oh shit, Troy. Because it's like Heaven comes back for her love hump with Troy. Like, in the wee hours of the morning, and like the second she's in the hallway, Jillian's nurse comes out and she's like,
So I guess I heard you, that's why I'm here.
she's like, woo!
I wasn't hoping.
Hey! So she goes back to the cottage later in the day, and Troy has pieced out again, and he leaves her a note being like, love ya, bye.
Bye. So it is established that Logan in heaven and Logan and Troy all sex within a period of time.
Logan and Heaven and Troy.
What?
He said Logan and Troy. That would have been a fun
That's
fanfic.
a nice
If anyone
one.
wants to write some fanfic,
Can we get some slash fic on this?
please email it to vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com.
We have like a bebloused sexy antelope and also like handsome McHardcheeks. This is great. I'm already ready.
Yeah. Primed.
It writes itself. I noted down that her school chum Amy comes by. Did you know
God.
Amy at all?
She did mention she was the one.
Ooh, so I only
Okay.
noted it because Amy has gained weight, but not in the good places. Small bosom and wide hips.
Yeah, fucking A.
Instantly Heaven's like, well, she ain't getting no dates, so she eats. What a loser.
Seriously, she's
Yeah.
like, do you really need that third tiny finger sandwich, Amy?
Yeah. I mean, Amy is like, she is looking for gossip. And she's like, I see that you've gained weight.
Fucking rude. So much body shaming going on in these
Right.
books. I hate
If
it.
I am waiting, I'm waiting.
For a girl like you.
Maybe we're only in the whatever year of many books we're in. Maybe there'll be a person that's slightly overweight or normal weight. That's not an ugly loser or a good person.
Doubt it.
Oh, the adopted parents. Anyway,
Oh yeah, just the wife.
Just the wife.
was overweight but surprisingly pretty. It's not fucking surprising.
Fanny's pregnant.
Yeah, Heaven gets a phone call from her, and she's like, "Should have watched a man. I'm all
Shoulda
knocked
watched
up
a man."
now." That's literally what happened.
I wrote Fanny Prego with Logan Babby, but Heaven got real ugly crying about it. It is noted that she got ugly crying about it. Just,
I mean, that's fine. I'd be fucking pissed too.
But it's noted that she was like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was so ugly because I was crying.
Oh yeah. No.
And then for the
Unnecessary detail.
about bodies, take a drink.
Logan is confronted by Heaven and acts like a shamed dog, and I was there for it.
Also noted that it was an innocent dinner, but Fanny brought a few bottles of wine.
Yeah.
A few
And
bottles.
then talked about how lonely she was. She was like, I'm lonely, and Logan was like, I felt bad, and then before I knew it, we were drunk, and then she was like, in my lap, doing a hump.
Doing a hump. If someone rolls in to have an innocent dinner and is toting a few, F-E-W, few bottles of wines. Few bottles.
It doesn't seem terribly out of character for Fanny, though. He probably thought she was going to have, 1.5 to herself, or 2 to herself, or something.
Because she's a divorced woman at 22?
Because she's wild.
Wow, Fanny child.
I just drink multiple bottles of wine and then, like...
Take a nap.
Go to bed. Yes, I take a nap because it's 8 in the morning.
I have a power and a half and then I can have some more.
That's the secret.
Also, speaking of pregnants, who else is pregnant?
Oh my god. Yeah, Heaven does a deal with Fanny for some money. She's like, you fucking keep this shit out of here. I'm gonna send you $2,000 a month to just fucking take care of this kid and leave us out of it.
And shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
I also wrote when Heaven telling Logan that she's pregnant, she's like, Logan, come here. And she goes, Logan, you're going to be a father. Again. Also. That's not really the effect that you think it was. You done already fathered a child.
Yeah, like immediately after she's like, I wasn't feeling well. And we were like, oh, okay, she's totally preggo.
You could have done such a better announcement than, you're going to be a father. Because he was already...
And he was like, yeah, you still rubbing it in?
Yeah.
It's been 1 day. I already said sorry.
Oh, it was within 1 day?
No, I was just...
Oh, that's BC style.
Yes.
Because time doesn't exist. The calendar is 4 days. I think my next note is not for a while. So where are you at?
So they celebrated the baby comings.
That's
like they
right.
told Tony, and they all went out to dinner and fancy, and they're like, only 1 glass of champagne for you, Heaven.
Clink, 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 clink. It is a thing that like Tony and Logan are like chummy 24/7 chums.
Yeah. It's messed up. And then pretty much like right after
Why is it messed up?
Because he's clearly like sucking up to Logan.
Being manipulative.
He's manipulating Logan so that Heaven will stay.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
Correct.
But right after the celebration happens, there's a telegram waiting.
Telegram
that says that Luke,
Pa Luke's dead.
Pa Luke and his wife and Stacy.
His pretty wife Stacy were in a car wreck of some type at the circus, I think.
Yep.
I don't know why that was a song. So they immediately go get little boy Drake, who is 5. Mm-hmm. And they roll up to their house in Florida. She's got like a night nanny, and they're like, we'll go relieve her. And I wrote down, Drake's nanny is ugly, so we the reader obviously hate her.
Yep.
There is extensive detail about like her hairy fucking chin and like her nasty face and like her brusque manner, all because she has like a hairy mole. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's fucking
Did you know, my dermatologist told me that if your mole has a hair growing out of it, it's a healthy mole, and that's good.
I've also heard you're not supposed to pull them, but if I ever get a hairy mole, I would 100%.
FYI, that means it's healthy. That's good. That means there's like no cancer. I don't know. A hairy mole means healthy mole.
Okay.
Hairy mole's a healthy mole.
A hairy mole is a healthy mole.
Take that and needle point it.
And then email it. Just kidding.
To hairymole.com. So Drake, I also wrote little baby Drake. He's 5. It's noted that he has strong, manly shoulders at the age of 5.
Yeah. Because he's Luke's look-alike son.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This child is already sexualized.
Yep. Heaven rings up Keith and Jane, and they're like, "We're not gonna come to the funeral." And I'm like, "Good for you. You literally should not." And then Fanny like shows up all sad, and then she's a bitch. She's like, "Oh, you think you're gonna take this child?"
She was like, "What's in here that's worth taking?" And
yeah, you probably already took what's with.
And she's like, "I don't give a shit."
And she's like, "No, I like took a picture for Drake," and like, "No, god damn it." Well, she found one of her grandpa's whittled rabbits too.
Yeah,
which I thought was
they go to Big City Lawyer. Big City Lawyer's involved, and there's a little bit. It's a little foreshadow that the telegram came to Tony about the death, and she's like, "Why the fuck?" And he's like, "This is great. You know, you're obviously going to be great guardians to this Drake fella. So there you go."
The nurse, by the way, is named Mrs. Cotton, which is ridiculous, and I did note that she is another linebacker trope. She's fucking broad. They're either like lurch ladies or
delicate flowers, like little China dolls.
They're a pile of pudding. They're a lurch lady, or they're just like the most like slender feminine fairy angel ever.
So Drake's nanny. Drake has manly shoulders. They talk about they're gonna get him the best preschool tutor, but I said 5 equals preschool tutor. Shouldn't he be in kindergarten?
Yeah, I mean, some kids do it at 6. I don't know. Again, they don't know about ages. Nobody writing this knows about ages.
Right? It was like, he's like, I don't know, 5. The fucking little kid. Did you get to the part, anything before Heaven makes the discovery in the office? So Heaven, she's like a dog with a bone, this one. She's like, some
shit's happening.
She was like, why the fuck did Tony get the notification and not me? So she goes into his office and is like rifling through all of his files. For some reason, she was like, I couldn't find it under C for Castile or S for Stonewall, but I looked under H for Heaven. Which is such an interesting little who gives a shit detail. Why I noted it, who knows?
Well, it's because the lawyer had told her that Tony had bought the circus, and she's like, why would he do that?
So she finds the document that says Tony bought the circus from Mr. Windbaron and sold it to Luke for the sum of $1 and the stipulation that he never contact Heaven again. Make no contact with her, do not be a part of her life. And that's why he couldn't go to her weddings. And in this feelings time that Heaven is having, she states, her little inner monologue narration states that she was no better than a slave from the Civil War.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Big oof, girl.
Yeah, come on. Like, big oof.
Really, no better.
Big oof author. Whoever it is. If it was in the outline, shame on you. If it was not in the outline, shame on you.
No better. She was no better. Equally the same as a slave.
Absolutely the same. That was so fucked up.
Also, I wrote, Tony gets confused and almost does a rapins.
Yeah, he gets... Because Heaven flips shit on him. She flips shit. She's like, what the actual fuck? I'm gonna get out of here. Drake's not gonna live in this goddamn house. And after she was like, hey, look at this huge house. You're gonna love it. And he was like, okay, I actually don't feel so bad about my dead parents.
He tries to do a rapins.
Yeah. He gets drunk and totally tries to diddle. And she's like, oh my god. She has
the old drunken diddle we've all been there.
She had to scream out of it.
Scurry.
Yep.
So that's it. She's like, all right, we're going back to Winterfell forever now, bye. And they go find a mansion.
She pieces out with Drake and, but like before, like the Curtis, I think, the butler was like, can you just go check on Mr. Tatterton real quick? And she's like, no. And he's like, can you just please go check? And then it's like, apparently he was like in Jillian's room, face down, wearing one of her nightgowns. Which I love. But also, how the hell did he fit in one of her nightgowns? They talk about her being like a
I feel like she was
willow.
in like a caftan-y tent at one point, like a peach caftan.
Maybe. But I just
A caftan is a tent look.
Okay. I mean, a near. Then they call it a peach float. They call it a peach.
That sounds like a delightful.
But it just says nightgown, so I was like picturing like a slinky situation.
Like a filmy negligee?
Yes, because it's always, yes.
A peignoir.
Filmy, frothy,
wispy,
floaty, glisping.
Wisping, blisping.
Yeah.
So
I kind of love that for him, by the way.
They go back to Winterfell and they go by a mansion that Heaven always looked at as a child, the Hasbrook House.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that to get a better deal, she had like asides like, this looks fucking shitty. I'm gonna have to rip up this floor.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, and then the guy's like, oh, you drive a Honda again, okay. But they also have, like, totally enough money, and maybe... Yeah. Oh, no, because that guy was a dick to them, too.
As a child.
He was, like, a totally judgy
because they were scumbag Castiles.
Yep.
For no reason. For no reason.
And Heaven's like, fuck this shit, I'm dyeing my hair back, too.
She'd do that so that she doesn't get accidentally raped.
But they also said it was black, and they talk about her hair being brown. I don't... There's Alzheimer's going on in this.
So I noted this. They hire servants, like a maid and a butler and a cook. And I noted down that, I said, for fuck's sake, the black cook that Heaven hires has, quote, teeth as white as piano keys. Listener, singular, I hope you see that that's problematic as well, that description. That is like a caricature description. You got... anyway, so they're climaxing towards the opening of the gala.
That
gala
shit, you know,
opening.
makes me cringe more than the creepy diddle stuff. Like, the fucking racist shit and the body shaming shit is worse than, like, forbidden love affairs for me.
It's like, oh, forbid, like, oh, someone creepy diddles you, whatever.
Well, no, because that actually, like, drives a plot.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to say, he had teeth as white as piano keys.
I mean, maybe when this was, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Let's not get into that. But yeah, no, it's messed up and uncomfortable. Hoedown.
So they are doing a celebration to open the Willie's Toy Factory. And she's like, fuck Farthingale Manor. Fuck Boston Beantown rich bitches. We're doing a motherfucking hoedown. We're doing a potluck.
Yeah.
And do you see what I have written here?
Yes. Gotta note it.
Fried chicken was served at the gala event.
Fried chicken, which is like, is the...
It's the primo meal.
Fried chicken is like the silent character. The silent in front of you character in all the books.
Fried chicken.
Creamy tits.
And family diddles.
Yep, family diddles and fried chicken.
Welcome to Family Diddles Fried Chicken.
We should have called it that, our podcast.
Who's loving this shit is Loretta Stonewall, by the way.
Yeah, seriously, she's psyched. Then, like, Heaven, like, feels weird and takes a nap. She's like, I'm just gonna go into the factory and take a nap real quick. And then she wakes up, and then she
I
goes
feel like
out there.
Tony rolled up in a tux and was like, oh, this is down home.
Yep.
Bye. And she's like, hello, Mr. Tatterton.
She sure did.
She sure did.
I was like, oh my god, I missed the party, but I guess everyone had fun. That's great. People are just like dispersing, and it's
she
wonderful.
has like a mystery, like, sleep-ins.
Well, it was for a reason this thing coming up.
Conflict drives plot.
She cannot find Drake. And apparently Logan's mom was just like, oh yeah, he was looking for you, so I just...
Told him to fuck him up, I guess.
Like, she just let a 5-year-old wander into a factory alone. She was like, oh, you want to go find Heaven? Sure. I can't take the 1 second to walk you in. Or like, hey, she's asleep, she wasn't feeling... Dude. So messed up.
It's a panic time. There's screamings. There's the popo. And,
But they knew.
no, not at first.
Yeah, but then they knew. They were
Yeah, but then they knew.
like... Heaven was like, ugh, I know who did this.
I just wrote, Fanny kidnaps Drake. Okay, but like, why?
I wrote Drake missing. Snatched by Fanny.
But like, why did she take him?
Because she just wants. She wants attention. She is like... She's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know. She's got scary guard dogs at her house for no reason.
She has
even though
scary
she
guard dogs for no
hates
apparent reason.
Animals. I don't know. So for some reason the cops can't be like, well, he was already staying with them, so we're gonna take him until you guys figure this out. Or like, you know, bring him back to where he was. They just let Fanny keep him
They're like,
until
all right, bye.
court time happens. And yes, court time happens.
There's court time, and I just wrote, this V expensive lawyer doesn't draw up any legal custody documents.
Yeah.
This is a pricey lawyer who should know that for a minor child, you need to establish legal guardianship via a document of some type.
But the pricey lawyer recommended a different lawyer who was like more...
No, I'm talking about when they went there as soon as Luke died.
For sure.
That guy should have been like, and here are the documents that you need because now you are legal guardians to make legal guardian type decisions that establish your legal guardianship.
Nobody was like, yeah, you guys seem fine.
Yeah, you guys got money. Fuck it.
Yeah, you'll be great there. Right.
Good job, bye.
And the court's basically all about airing Fanny's dirty word.
It's
out.
its officialness is to act in the best interest of Drake the minor child, but it's obviously just a circus. I wrote Loretta really doesn't want to know about Logan banging Fanny, because that's one of the sub things.
Yep.
Is that like, well, people will know that he put his penis
Too
inside of her.
fucking bad, dude. Maybe you should have put it in there.
Don't put your penis there.
Don't fuck
Put your
your wife's
penis
sister,
there.
especially when she's crazy.
Don't do it.
They bring up at court that Fanny was 14 when she was pregnant. She was fucking 16. Yeah, this stuff bothers me. I'm gonna tell you about it.
It's high entertainment for Winterow. The courtroom is packed for the airing of this dirty laundry.
And that fucking judge was giving idle threats. He's like, if I hear one outburst. And then he just kept being like, hey, no more outbursts. I swear no more. Hey.
Now, obviously,
Should have kicked him out.
Heaven and Logan have the money lawyer. And she's like, no money. No money is no obstacle for this lawyerins. And he's like, all right, but we're going to talk. They're going to talk about Logan doing a fuckins. So just FYI, what dirty laundry you got? Fanny has like a sleazebag lawyer, which is just FYI. They bring up the fact that Fanny was selling ass for cash when she had no other option, because that's an unfortunate truth about women in the world. We learned that from Red and Orange is the New Black. Women always have one card to play, and given she has to, she'll play it.
Yep.
Yep.
But also it's because Fanny blew through 10 grand in like
Ask for cash.
a week.
Yep.
Yeah. But still, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's a courtroom. And also her milk-skinned man, they got married like the day before or something.
What was his name? I didn't write it down.
Randall Wilcox.
Randy! That's right.
Randall Wilcox. Now
Yeah, they seriously got married like a second before, yeah.
they're like, well, we have two married couples. She's not one of those single women you've read about. So that's that.
Heaven and Logan's lawyer were the one that put Logan on the stand so they could like get ahead of that, like what her lawyer or what Fanny's lawyer was gonna say, so that he could do his side first about like being seduced, because there was a lot about like Fanny's promiscuous and she seduces. She's a seducer.
She's a seducer.
She's a seducer. So yeah, Logan testifies and he was like, yeah, fucking, I don't know. I'm a man.
I put my banger into her whammer.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, good callback. Not.
Good callback, but vomit.
And Reverend Wise was there and he was like, yeah, she freaking crawled into my bed. I don't know.
She slammed her whammer onto my banger. Jesus.
That was good.
Did I reverse it correctly?
I liked it. Actually, I like that better somehow. Yeah. Yeah. She slammed her whammer on my banger. That's way better.
Because that's like a female empowerment
That's
thing.
a fucking pussy power.
That's a whammer, jammer. The wind jammer. Anyway.
Yeah. And then freaking Fanny's lawyer like calls up Randall. And he's like, and they like ask him these questions, and he's fucking mortified. And when he gets off the stand, he just walks out and is never seen again.
He was led to believe that he was the father of Fanny's
sad.
child, and that's why they got married. Yeah, and they're like, "Did you know this?" And he's like, "I don't know about things."
I'm like, but did you? He's like, no. That was sad. I felt bad for Randall because he like quit a good college to like be a husband.
Callback. I feel like, didn't that also happen to Cal? Didn't he leave his good college to marry for titties?
He did. That's the lesson.
That's the lesson. Stay in college.
Don't marry for titties. I mean, you can, but don't give up your
whatever dream you have.
Don't give up your dreams
for titties.
For titties. Or buns.
Titty buns, whatever.
Someone else's body.
Don't.
Yes.
Yeah. We've all learned something, and we're not even done. So the day in court is over, and they're like, fuck yes, spike the ball, we got it. Until there's a phone call from expensive lawyer to Heaven, and he's like, can I come over? And she's like, what? And he's like, we need to talk. And she's like, fucking what? And he's like, so I kind of hear that Luke Castillo wasn't your blood relation at all. And she's like, I don't know, what?
Like, yeah, well,
whatever. And he's like, so I don't know if you kind of understand how familial custody works.
Yeah, but you're
not a blood relative.
Not his family.
And she's like, but I have money. And she's a whore. So, and he's like, you're kind of not getting this whole familial custody in the eyes of the law. And she's like, but money.
But money. And they're like, Fanny's lawyer's going to bring it out. And then Heaven's like mortified that people will Because she wants to, like, bring pride to the Castile name, and she does not want to be associated with the Tattertons anymore.
Do you remember how it came out that Luke was not her father?
Yeah, because Fanny knew it because Tom had written a letter.
I wrote, Jesus, Tom fucks it up from beyond the grave.
Oh, he was just upset about the whole thing. But also, yeah, why are you confiding in Fanny? That was just...
Right.
Derivative.
So Tom fucks it up from beyond the grave. The lawyer leaves, and Logan is like, if I had never put my penis in her, then, like, this wouldn't have happened or something. And I just kind of wrote, oh, geez, now having us to take all this time to comfort Logan.
Yeah. Knock it off.
Yeah, men's.
I had a sex.
I did. It's all my fault, and I'm so sad about it.
You didn't realize that sperm and eggs made babies.
I didn't realize at the time there could be consequences for my actions.
Yeah, this is like the 70s. No one had fucking birth control.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't win a row.
Okay.
Also, your fucking family owns... Wait, no, I guess he wouldn't buy... I was like, why did you go buy condoms? Like, yeah, you're drunk. But anyways, yeah, no.
Give her a few bottles of wine.
Yeah.
So Heaven's like, I'll handle this. And she, like, fucks off to Fanny's. And, she fucks off to Fanny's. And, she was like, fuck them dogs. And, like, marches in. And Fanny's like, I'm so sad Miranda left me. Why don't you care about that? And she's like, yeah, Drake's in his bedroom. He do have a bedroom here. Do you think he doesn't have a bedroom? I give him a bedroom. It's like, you did the bare minimum. Cool. Good job. And then they kind of have it out.
Heaven's like, listen, don't you drop this shit. This is stupid. This is like a human being. You can, like, how are you going to care for a 5-year-old and a baby by yourself? That's wild. Take this $1 million and I'll take Drake.
And then Fanny was like, why is it okay for you to buy kids, but it's not okay for Pa to buy kids? Fuck you.
Sell kids.
Sell. Buy, sell.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Which, fair enough.
Fair point. And they have it out. And then, I don't remember exactly how it ends, but then all of a sudden Fanny's like, alright, deal.
Yeah. I think it's just because, like, Heaven's like, think about it. Think about your fucking, what you're going to do.
When they had it out, so a Heaven quote is, because she was like, no nice boys wanted me. And she said, Fanny, you were so loose, no nice boy wanted you. Fucking ouch, Bob.
Yeah.
Fucking Bob, that's fucking ouch, Bob. I'm also confused. Is Heaven good or bad for buying a child? Is okay when she does it because Fanny sucks?
I don't know. Like, I do get the whole, like, stop dragging this kid through the goddamn...
Oh, yeah.
Fanny, you don't actually want this kid.
Oh,
like,
the ends justify the means.
Yeah, I mean, it
maybe.
is not moral. It's not moral, but the only way that she was going to do it is to give Fanny money because Fanny just wanted, like...
It's because she sucks.
She wanted the circus of it all. But I think she was lonely for sure. But it's just, like, misguided shit because she's a woman child, you know?
She's a woman child.
22! That is literally an infant.
Twice divorced.
Oofa doofa.
Now twice divorced, I think. And then they get Drake back.
Yep. And then, like, all of a sudden, months later, Fanny calls up and she's like, you better get Logan, this baby's a-coming, man!
You better get Logan.
You better get Logan. So, then Heaven's like, alright, let's drive the house home. And then, like, they wheel Fanny off screaming, and then Heaven's like, oh,
it's a good thing I came.
Good thing I came. Like, they wanted
baby
the
time.
baby's coming. It's whatever. And then she's like, it's just like whatever.
This is like, it's a very feminine birth.
I think a feminine birth is like, ah! That is what a lady do. But, like, of course, like, her delicate hips and vagina are just, like, slid.
I don't know. Her baby instantly looks like Troy from birth.
Yep.
She knows she has tapered Tatterton digits instantly.
Tapered Tatterton tips. Ooh. And, she's just like, oh.
And I oop.
Yep.
I oop.
Fanny names her son, Luke, after the dad.
Luke Toby.
Which is cute.
Luke Toby. It rolls off the...
Luke Toby Castile. I don't know, I think it's cute.
Luke Toby?
Yeah.
Luke Toby.
Well, like all of it, though.
You mean like a shot of Luke Toby?
Yeah! Yeah.
Now, back when Heaven first found out she was pregnant, she was like, I think I would like to name my daughter Annie after Granny Annie Brandywine. And Tony was like, don't you mean Anne? That's much more dignified. And she's like giving him fuck you face. And she's like, I like Annie.
Yeah,
So
like
the baby's name
literally
Annie.
my baby. And that's where it ends.
That's where it ends.
She was just like, oh shit,
It's baby time.
this is Troy's kid, but
Every VC Andrews book is Stephen King ending. Now,
I don't think I've read enough Stephen King.
Now,
and it's over.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Side trip, I do enjoy myself with Stephen King because I like to lose myself in a book, and he has what he calls diarrhea of the word processor. So it's just like immersed in details. But I think I read that he himself says that he just doesn't know how to end. So everything ends very abruptly. And then it was a ghost. And done.
Oh, after they got home, like 10 days after, she gets a mysterious package.
I forgot about the package.
Yep. And it is a quaint, beautiful, little Tatterton toy cottage. And Logan's like, this is so cute. Someone must have made it at the factory. And Heaven's like,
Yeah.
You probably did. That's awesome. Troy totally made it. Because it's a replica of his cottage.
Yeah, with
And
like
plays,
little Troy and little Heaven.
playing a Chopin sonata when you lift the roof.
One of them choppins.
Chopin. Chopin.
Play him a choppins.
Chop chop.
Chop chop.
It plays chopsticks.
Oh my god, that would be so shitty.
That would be so shitty. Like, shut the lid. Shut the lid. That killed you.
Can I play shitty chopsticks?
Yeah.
If
If anyone could make a music box, will you please
make
send
it
it
play
to her?
shitty chopsticks.
And make it play shitty chopsticks, please.
P.O. Box 1.
P.O. Box 8.
72. The end. That's if they're gonna end the book like that, we have to end the done. The
Bye.
end. Bye.
Thanks for listening to VC's Pieces podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Technical support was provided by Boo and Matt. Thanks for answering all of my stupid questions.
Music is Dust on My Attic by Broke MC, used under Creative Commons license.
Email us at vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com with your thoughts or comments.
Hey, you can also follow us on Instagram. We are at VC's Pieces podcast.
New episodes are released every other Friday to give you time to read along. In the meantime, sell your family, touch your Tatterton toy, and try to scrub off the filth of being Hill scum.